Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Up the Guts podcast. Joining you as always is your host, Trent Yolden, and it is the preview episode as we go into round 22. But it'd be stupid not to say that today was a big day in the AFL with news. First of all, we're starting with Melbourne sacking their coach, Simon Goodwin. It was definitely interesting, and it's a sacking effective immediately. It was definitely interesting to see that they didn't let it play out until the end of the season. I thought, so Brad Green pretty much come out and said they need a new voice, players need a new voice, and that's all well and that. But as we were discussing this in the Up the Guts group chat, actually, and if we scroll up here. So they were saying that they were going to offload players. And then they go ahead and sack him. So obviously Clayton Oliver there, Christian Petrarca, they were talking about. Then Connor went in and said, you almost need to sign someone within the next 2 weeks so they can conduct exit interviews, because this sacking right now, this timing doesn't make sense. You can't have a coach coming in after preseason, which I totally get. So I'm assuming that a coach would be announced within the next few weeks. You'd hope so. And some names that would probably possibly be thrown up. I know Nathan Buckley's been thrown up, although I think there's definitely interest for him to coach again, but I think it's more likely to be the Tassie job when that gets up and running. Obviously, John Longmire's name is thrown up. Ken Hinkley is one I was discussing with the bloke guy down here at Muscle City, the gym owner, that they could, the gym manager he was saying that they should be going hard after him. Like the sound of that. Ken Hinkley definitely can coach. Adam Simpson's not interested in coaching, I don't believe, but a phone call never hurts. But then the ones that are waiting in the wings, from what I've heard, the closest one who's next ready to get the coaching job is Hayden Skipworth. He's currently an assistant coaching at Collingwood. So it'll be interesting to see if they go for a known coach, someone who's been in the system prior, or they go for a whole fresh new look. So it was definitely a shock hearing it. Obviously, Tom Morris broke the news prior to the players even knowing. I think it was 8:45 this morning, and then Goodwin addressed the team at 9 o'clock. So, yeah, it was definitely interesting. And let me know in the comments if you think this was the right call, and if this was the right call at this time in the season. And the other one was Travis Boak announcing his retirement at the end of the season. Great career by Travis Boak. Obviously, because I'm doing this off the cuff on the Tuesday, I'm just going to pull up some of Travis Boak's career, because he's had an amazing career. Obviously, was very close at one point in going back home to Geelong. Grew up around that area. So Geelong Falcons boy. Yeah, so Geelong Falcons boy. I can't remember exactly what suburb he was from, but Geelong Falcons boy. So we have a look here. It's 383 games, 213 goals. Represented Victoria in one of the games. Was a Port Adelaide captain from 2013 to 2018. He's the Port Adelaide games record holder, so that's amazing in itself. So he's currently 30. Woo, crap. I don't believe that. Anyway, we'll come back to that in a second. He's a three-time All-Australian, 2013, 2014, 2020. He's a two-time Port Adelaide Best and Fairest in 2011 and 2019. A three-time Showdown medalist. A three-time Peter Badcourt VC medal. Not sure what that is. And AFL Rising Star nominee in 2007. But now I want to load up. Is he actually... I can't believe that. Yeah, he's 37. So, yeah, that was always going to happen. I thought he was 35, not quite 37. But what a career he's had. Was a mature age. He wasn't drafted, if I recall, for first selection was John Falcon. Oh, no, he was. But Yeah, it's just amazing how he's kept on going this year this far. But that's all that discussion being done. Now it's time to preview the episode as we preview the round, as we always do in this episode. Here I'll give my tips and predictions heading into the games in round 2. So without further ado, let's get started with the Thursday night game. Let's go. All right, so Thursday night, we've got Hawthorn v Collingwood, the MCG, a Thursday night thriller that somebody expecting. Collingwood have lost 3 of their last 4 games. Hawthorn were definitely not embarrassing in their loss to Adelaide at Adelaide Oval. Adelaide are always going to be hard to beat at the Adelaide Oval. And interesting times for Collingwood. I think that there's talks that Jeremy Howe and Billy Frampton will be welcome back. I think Charlie Dean has to make way. And who else makes way down there? If I have a quick look, so I think Charlie Dean. With all due respect, as a Collingwood supporter, I'm not a fan of Charlie Dean. So the person who would make way is probably more like a Markov. Yeah, it's probably a Markov or almost a Perryman, but I think it's going to be a Markov, even if they play him as a sub. But I'd also wouldn't mind seeing Tom Mitchell back in this side this week. Obviously, against his former team, Hawthorn. I just thought I mentioned in the review episode, Ned Long in those wet conditions wasn't clean enough with the ball, and that's Tom Mitchell's bread and butter. Super clean, below his knees, and super clean with his hands. So I'd like to see Tom Mitchell back in that side. I was very big on him, not thinking he'd play again for the Magpies this season, but I've been proven wrong since when he came back in and played those 2 games. I thought he was really good and really influential. Took the load off Nick Dacos to allow Tom Mitchell to play his inside game, and then Dacos to run around and do his thing. As for Hawthorn, obviously they will be without Will Day, season-ending injury. Season-ending injury for that one. That's a big thing. It'll be interesting to see how cautious they are with Josh Weddle's selection now. Obviously, such a key player down off that half-back line, really developing to such a good player at such a young age, and he can play multiple roles. You see him. I've mentioned before, I want them to rest him at half-back, but he's also shown they can go play forward and he can go pinch hit in the ruck as well. Now, it's going to be no surprise. I'm going to be backing my Magpies in, but I don't think it's by much. I'm going to go Collingwood by 8 points. Then we head over to Friday night, and it's the Cats v the Bombers at GMHBA Stadium, and this could be a bloodbath. The real question this one is, how many is Jeremy Cameron kicking? 6 last week, moved him to 75. Pencil him in for another 6+. This 2, if we have a look from last week, if we go, because I'm not up to date with their injuries, Essendon. So if we go over here, it's going to be Laverde. He's probably going to have to take him. Oh, yeah. He's going to fill his boots big time. So 6+. If he was to kick 6, would move him to 81. 100's on it. If it's not in the regular season, in the final series, I think it's in the final series. I've heard people say that they reckon it's going to be in the regular season. So we'll have to wait and see. Geelong just get this done quite comfortably. It's against the depleted Bombers. Then we kick off with Saturday game, 1:20 p.m. at the G. We got the Tigers v the Saints. Now, this could be actually an interesting game because the Tigers haven't been disappointing this season. They've won their 4 games where some people thought they weren't going to win a game at all. Sorry, let me wash my mouth out. They've won 5 games when people thought they weren't going to win a game at all. And St Kilda are very hot and cold. We know they play well at Marvel, but at the G, it's different. But I think I'm going to back the Saints still, but I wouldn't be surprised if Tigers can cause an upset here. Then 4:15 p.m. at the Gabba, Brisbane Lions v Sydney Swans. Now, it was confirmed today that Lachie Neale will miss the rest of the home and away season with a quad issue. Now, that's a huge loss, but I've also liked the way they do it. Done it. They're not going to risk him at all. And I'm just going to try and see if I can find the tweet again. Here we go. So Lachie Neale will miss the rest of the home and away season with a quad injury. Brisbane reveals. Yes, that's all there. It says there. But I like how they're just not going to take any chances, especially with a star-studded player like that. It'll be interesting to see what the extent it was to them. But going by that, Brisbane will be hoping, and they are pretty much assuring that he'll be ready for finals. Brisbane just get this done at the Gabba at home. They're really coming strong at the right end of the year. Big win against the Pies last week. Doubleheader on Saturday night. We start off at Marvel Stadium with the Blues v the Suns. Now, I think the Suns just win this game and they just flex their muscles. They've got to prove that they're not here to mess around and they're going to come home strong. Still got the one game up their sleeve, so expect them to win this one. Now, the other game is Port Adelaide v Fremantle at the Adelaide Oval. Now, Zach Butters is going to be wanting to respond after being shut out the game by Oyson Mullen last week, keeping him to just 10 disposals. And I think he will respond, but Fremantle, there's something about them. So I'm going to be going with the Dockers quite comfortably, really. Luke Jackson's really playing some really good footy. Luke Jackson, Caleb Sarong, Brayshaw, they're just good all around the park. So, and Paddy Voss is just a man on a mission at the moment, just kicking goals. That last quarter he played on the weekend, unbelievable. Then we head over to Sunday. The first game is at Manuka Oval, so we head over to Canberra, GWS Giants Fortress, and they come up against North Melbourne. Now, if GWS Giants are serious about being a contender this year, as they have threatened multiple times this season, I backed them for the flag at the start of the year. They've disappointed me, then I've got back on them, and then they dished up a performance like that against the Western Bulldogs. If they are serious about being a contender, they win this by minimum 12 goals. And I'm going to be backing them, but they need to respond after that, and I think they will. Tom Green said it was an embarrassing performance, and I agree 100% with that. So I think they will respond in that. Then we head over to Optus Stadium for the penultimate game of the round between West Coast and Adelaide. Adelaide, the new top-of-the-table team heading into this, and they just get this done quite comfortably. West Coast may put up a fight because it's at Optus, but Adelaide are just getting good at the right time of the year. It'll be interesting to see if we've seen with multiple times teams need more than that 1 year to when they go into finals. So is it where Adelaide come in and then go out, say, in straight sets, but then they come back and win it next year? It's going to be interesting to see. Then to round out the round, it's going to be MCG Melbourne v the Western Bulldogs. Now, there's going to be a lot of emotions in this game. Obviously, Simon Goodwin will not be coaching this game. Troy Chaplin will be the interim coach. But I think it's going to be too much emotions, and by all means, the Western Bulldogs are coming. They are ninth, and that tall forward line of Sam Darcy and Aaron Norton are wreaking havoc down there. And Riley West has hit some great form. Marcus Bontempelli's been enormous. So the Dogs just get this done comfortably, and they get this done by 6 to 8 goals. Well, there you have it, guys. There is my tips, previews, and predictions, and also my thoughts on the Simon Goodwin situation. Let's quickly go over who I've tipped. Thursday night, I'm going to go with my Magpies by 8 points. Friday night, I'm going with the Cats and Jezza to kick 6+. Saturday afternoon, I should be saying, I'm going with the Saints. Then twilight, I'm going with Brisbane. The doubleheader on Saturday night. First, I'm going with the Suns. Then I'm going with Freo. Sunday afternoon, going with GWS Giants by 12+ goals if they are serious. Sunday afternoon again, going with the Crows. And then they're both one's at 310, one's at 320. That makes no sense, but I'm going with the Bulldogs. Well, there you have it, guys. There are my tips, previews, and predictions. Thank you, guys, for watching and listening on. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to leave a like and comment on this video. Hit that subscribe button as we keep going up and up and up. Numbers have been going up lately, so very, very proud and happy to see. Welcome to any new subscribers along that are listening and watching along right now. And also hit that notification bell so you don't miss whenever we upload. If you're listening to this via Spotify or Apple Podcast, make sure to leave a like and comment on this video. Hit that follow button, turn the notification bell so you are reminded from whenever we alerted and reminded whenever we are uploaded. And most importantly, share this off to a mate who you think might enjoy it as we head into the final series, and make sure to leave a 5-star rating, as that does help push the show out there. Thank you guys for listening, and until next time, I'll see you guys then.